Hi, this is Rachel. Shabbat Shalom, Good Shabbos, coming to you with this week's Sparkle of Shabbat. And this week I am thinking about the 3-week time period that we are in right now between when our second temple, when the walls were breached of the second temple, and when it was ultimately destroyed. And the date that we commemorate the destruction of both of our temples and a number of tragedies in Judaism is Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, or a week and a half, I guess. And I've been thinking a lot about the idea of rebuilding during these 3 weeks, and what can we do to rebuild ourselves and rebuild the people around us. I was watching a cashier when I was checking out at CVS last week, and he was packing the bags that I had so carefully with incredible spatial detail. I was sort of spacing out and kind of watching at the same time, and then I realized that he was really good at packing these bags. Like, no space was wasted, and every piece was put in really carefully. And I said to him, "Did you study engineering, or what's your background? Because you're really good with this spatial awareness." And he said, "No, I just am really good at Jenga." You know, that game that a lot of kids play where you have to build very carefully with blocks, and then there's different rules about removing a block and how you have to do it so carefully so things don't topple down. And there's just so much care and attention that's placed on playing Jenga and the building process of Jenga. And it just makes me think about, what are we doing on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a moment by moment basis to build each other up and to build ourselves up. And that can take many different forms, whether it's internal, the internal self-talk that we have with ourselves. That's something I'm trying to work on because I can be sometimes hard on myself, particularly around getting ready for Jewish holidays and for Shabbat, and just feeling like maybe it's not good enough, I should really be doing more. And so I'm really working on saying, "Rachel, it is good enough. What you're doing is good enough." And maybe it's talk towards each other. What type of tone of voice are we using with each other? How clear are our messages? How direct are our messages? Maybe it's with what we're posting on social media. Is it building people up, or is it trying to tear people down? Are we using sarcasm? Are we using warmth and kindness? What's the purpose? I was listening to a videotape by Lori Palatnik from the Momentum Group, and she was talking about how when we interact, and I think she was talking about, this was for spouses, but I think it goes very well for many relationships we care about. When you're saying something to somebody, are you doing it with the intention of drawing closer to them or pulling further away? And I think that is a really nice barometer for how we're conducting ourselves internally with ourselves. Why are you having that train of thought? To torture yourself or to lift yourself up? And also just in terms of how are we treating others? Are you saying it to build someone up or to tear them down? And so my hope and my sparkle for this week would be, as we head towards Tisha B'Av, where we commemorate the destruction of our temples, may we work extra hard to build ourselves up and to build up those who are around us. Shabbat Shalom.